Recently, Beat'emups made a video about the Switch eShop. It highlights how it has no filter for adult-related games, and that's with parental controls enabled, and it also has no algorithm to find games you actually like. It's a really great video, I've got it linked in the description, and it got me thinking. It's not the only thing that sucks about this console. There's a little-known app that sticks out like a sore thumb because it's colored fully in red while the other icons are light gray. Nintendo, why did you do this to my OCD brain? I don't appreciate that. Now, today, let's open up the stupid app and talk about why it annoys me to no end. First off, just like the eShop, it's incredibly laggy. Moving from tab to tab feels fine, but the pages themselves take forever to load. And like the Switch eShop, there's no soothing or fun music. No, we just get silence. Anyway, let's take a look at the Home tab. All this really does is promote deals and new content that comes to the service. I think this is fine for a Home tab, but isn't it a little plain? And why do I have to scroll from side to side to see all this information? I can't believe I'm saying this, but Nintendo should have taken a page from the Wii U's eShop layout. While that shop was definitely a little cluttered looking at times, at least it was easier to access all the information more easily. There's more than just one option on the screen at a time. Everything from the Wii U games to the Virtual Console library is well presented in its own columns. In fact, this is how almost every gaming service works. Look at what Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation do. I just don't understand why the Switch's ecosystem feels this need to have all of its products spread out so much. Even the Virtual Console games with all of its different apps. It's just unnecessary. Also, Nintendo 64, mature? Really? For games from 30 years ago, we really need that. Do we? Really? Really? The more I think about it, I have to wonder why the content in this app isn't just a part of the Switch eShop. I know you don't need a subscription to Switch Online to download games, but why not conglomerate all of Nintendo's products into one area? The more I think about this, the stranger it is that this didn't happen. Now, that's just the first tab. Let's check out what's in Online Play. So as you'd expect, it showcases the games you own that also happen to have online. That's not a problem. There's not really much to say here, to be honest, outside of the fact that Nintendo requires an app for voice chat, but that is a conversation that we've been having for several years, it's gotten tiring, and we've all adjusted to just using Discord. Speaking of, let's get that Switch Discord integration for Switch 2, Nintendo. Right? You're gonna do that, right? Sony did it for the PS5 this year. I know you guys can do it! I mean, guys, if you're really that scared of voice chat, why not just disable Discord on parental control accounts? It's really that simple. Next, we have the NES, Super NES, Game Boy, whatever the hell this tab is called, I'm not reading all that. This one is also fine, it just shows a timeline of every Virtual Console game, which is somewhat neat, but not something I really see that much of a point in having. Then there's the Save Data Cloud tab, it's just save data. Then the Special Offers tab, which looks as bare bones as it did 3 years ago. There's not even like a bunch of fluff offers. Nintendo's special offers have never been that enticing. And while we're here, let's just talk about the Switch game vouchers. The idea is that if you buy 2 games, you get them for a discount. That might sound great, but there's a few kickers. First off, to really see how the vouchers work, you're taken to the Switch eShop. Might I rephrase, why are there 2 different apps where you're just going back and forth between them to begin with? But as for the actual discount the vouchers offer, it's okay, I guess? They basically allow you to save $10 on $60 games. You also get 500 gold points, but only for purchasing the voucher. You don't get additional gold points for the 2 games you pick, so you're technically getting less gold than you typically would. You're also required to have a Switch Online subscription to purchase these vouchers, which obviously costs money too. So with the loss in gold points and being required to pay for Switch Online, it's really not that much of a saving unless you use lots of vouchers throughout the year and have a family membership plan where you split the cost. And why on earth are these vouchers only valid for 12 months? I mean, who's not gonna use them immediately, or at least within the foreseeable future? What is with Nintendo and expiration dates on everything? The freaking gold points also expire after a year, and I just found out about this. Platinum points expire after 6 months. That's so stupid. Why are people forced to use a voucher on a time limit? I mean, sure, it's not necessarily bad as most people are just gonna use it immediately anyway, but it comes off as extremely petty. Or almost like Nintendo is driving FOMO to their customers to get that sweet discount while they can. And that's not the only time Nintendo has done FOMO, which we're gonna get into. Let's take a quick break from my ramblings to talk about Displate, today's sponsor. Displate does posters differently from most. They're made out of metal, are incredibly easy to put up, and look really sleek. The selection of posters is actually insane. There's over 2 million artworks available in the catalog, ranging from iconic brands to your everyday artist. I ordered some Sonic, Cuphead, and Shovel Knight posters. To put them up, you simply follow the instructions via this magnet kit, and that's it. No drilling, no holes, no frustration. I went from having the most boring wall imaginable to something that makes me go,
oh yeah, this is happening.
They also have fast delivery and have launched a new product called Textra. These have tactile textures, 3D contours with selective mattes and glossy effects. Use the discount link in the description or use my code BANDY to get 27% off one Displate or 33% off 2+ Displates. And thanks again to Displate for sponsoring this video. Oh no, what I mostly wanted to talk about today was everything included in the Missions and Rewards tab. The entire point of this is to give everyone more options for Switch icons. Now, I do need to state off the top that this might possibly be the most unimportant part of the entire Switch ecosystem. It's just Switch icons, but the way that it was done is so stupid and frustrating that it just boggles my mind. So the idea is that Nintendo wants us to visit this tab every few days to check out all the new icons. The icons available are typically from new games, but may also include stuff from the retro library. So you scroll through, and if there's any icons you like, you just get them with the Platinum points. Admittedly, Platinum points felt pretty much useless up until this app came around, because the things that you can get for free in quotations on Nintendo's main website with these Platinum points are pretty lame overall. So at the very least, we're finally using them more frequently, and they have a perceived semblance of value. After selecting an icon, you'll keep it for good and you can customize the frames and backgrounds. You may have noticed how many icons I've downloaded. I've gotten stuff from dozens of games, which is pretty cool. Here's the problem. Look how many game icons are available right now. If you're not a super active Switch user like myself, and most people aren't, odds are you're gonna miss out on icons that you may have wanted. How is that supposed to be fair to most users? Now, of course, once in a blue moon, Nintendo will bring back icons from older Switch games, but there's no way of knowing when they'll return. Now, if you want the cool icons, you better open up the super laggy app and just never forget. And some of these icons are freaking awful. Just look at what's included with Nintendo World Championships. We've got this random zoom in of Mario in World 7, then this tiny picture of Luigi jumping, I can barely see him. Then there's a tree from Kirby's Adventure? Who the hell picked these out? You know, sometimes I'll get icons simply because of how stupid they are. My current one is the eggplant from Ice Climbers. Switch profiles have really peaked, haven't they? But that's not all. Oh, I'm not done yet. To actually get Platinum points, there's a few different missions you can play every week. These range from, backing up your save data. How is that a mission? There's also opening this very app. Okay. Let's see, there's using Mario Kart 8 online, and then playing Donkey Kong Country and F-Zero 99. It should be noted that the mission says to play these games, when in reality, all I'm really doing is popping it open for 2 seconds and then leave to get my points. The idea on paper makes sense. Nintendo rewards you with points for playing a larger variety of their games. The only problem with that is you're rewarded with Platinum points, which have virtually no value whatsoever. Can you really not throw us a couple of gold points our way for doing these missions? I'm sure Nintendo can do the math and ensure that nobody can farm gold points, because I can understand them wanting to avoid that exploit being a possibility. But getting real-life discounts by just playing more of your games would be a much bigger incentive. Could it not be possible to get like, I don't know, maybe 100 to 200 gold points at the most every week? Tons of companies do stuff like this. This isn't an uncommon practice. Lots of companies give customers real discounts. I don't think Nintendo would lose much money at all giving us gold points. Like, why the heck do I have to spend Platinum points on freaking icons? Icons! Who the hell really cares? I mean, seriously. Well, I guess I care. I'm making a whole video about it, but I'm not most people, to be frank. Look, I'm glad to have more options for icons, obviously, as unimportant as they are. It's just that the implementation is super wonky. And I want to quickly point out a new type of mission that Nintendo has added recently. This section asks you to play specific Nintendo games multiple times in a span of a month. The only issue with this is that you have to actually own these games, so Nintendo is technically paywalling icons. Most Nintendo owners are already going to own the games that they have available here, but still, I really don't like the direction this is going in. Here's what Nintendo should consider doing for Switch 2. If we purchase a Switch 2 game, we automatically get the icons added with the list of default ones. That would make way more sense and be so much more consumer friendly. Heck, I'm totally fine with Switch 2 still having missions for playing Switch games. It's a smart method to hook people to more of your IPs. But leave the icons out of it. They don't need to be a part of the equation. And can we, for the love of God, edit the actual photos of the icons? Please? So many of these photos are too zoomed out and are hard to see. Couldn't there, at a bare minimum, just be an option to zoom in and out and rotate the image? That software is literally built into Nintendo games already, so there's absolutely no excuse that we can't tweak our icons a little bit. You know what would also be a fantastic option? Being able to take screenshots in-game and turning those into icons. Look at this cool photo of Luigi I took when playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I want that to be my Switch icon, and I can't do that. I'm stuck with the stupid eggplant instead. Now, I get why we can't use our own screenshots currently, because a bunch of edgelords would screenshot hentai games and make their icons tiggle bitties. But if they're not censoring hentai games on the eShop, why bother to limit our icon choices? Just saying, you know? All this stuff about icons has been brewing in my head for a while, so it feels nice to get it out. Is it really that important to any capacity? Absolutely not, but I still feel like it was worth mentioning. I have no idea if anybody else even remotely cares about this. I'm kind of curious, to be honest. I just can't believe how sloppy the entire integration was. But yep, that's pretty much all I got for you today. I hope you guys are having a great day and all that. I'll be back next time with a brand new marathon video. Hope you're looking forward to that. And with all those things said, I'll see you soon.